Bloomberg contributing editor David Blanchflower has been warning of a debt disaster for months, even a year now. David is an economics professor at Dartmouth. He's a former policymaker at the Bank of England, and he joins us now from Dartmouth. David, we were just saying that you had written a column on Greece warning of the problems last year at this time. We had a little bit of a shift in Germany's tone about bondholders and whether they would be forced to take a haircut. How have things changed over the last year since you wrote that column?
Well, I think things have actually just got worse. But I think people have sort of not noticed the real fundamental problem. I look back, I wrote a column, I think it was June the 8th, 2010, and really people have forgotten the fundamental problems that there are in Greece. They have endemic tax evasion problems, there's corruption, there's problem in the courts. It's the worst place in the OECD, if you like, to conduct business in. So if you're going to give them a bailout, you have to restructure the country, you have to put in a tax system. These are all going to take a long time. No one's really dealt with that. So we're talking about a bailout, but the question is, how can they ever pay it back? How can this country grow with another bailout on top of them? So the fundamental problem, which people were talking about a year ago, hasn't been fixed. I'm not confident at all this will deal with it. This is once again fiddling while Rome burns. The chances of default, I mean, Niall Ferguson said this week it's 100%. Well, I wouldn't perhaps go as far as that. I might go to 99.993. I mean, he's right. They're going to default. But the fundamental problem is they haven't dealt with the fact that there's tax evasion. You need tax law. You need tax authorities.
Right,
you need to go in and have micro-reform and change the infrastructure. And the problem, in a sense, with the IMF and everybody else, you give them a bailout and you expect it to get fixed in 3 years. No wonder nobody believes them. This isn't going to happen. The bailout itself, even if they sign it, doesn't solve the problem.
David, what about...
This is a terrible place to do business.
What about Greece itself? What if Greece doesn't want to abide by austerity plans and spending cuts? What if they say, forget it, we'll go on our own and we'll do what Argentina did in 2002?
Well, I mean, it starts to look as if this may be the right way to go. I mean, we can't get money, we can't do anything. But in some sense, they still have a card to play, which is you had better sort us out because we can bring your house tumbling down. The ECB's holding all that Greek debt. The German banks, the French banks, all the people who are sort of linked to them. So in a sense, they could just say we're going to go our own way, but they still have a card to play, which is you don't want to do this because we'll bring your house tumbling down, and everybody realizes that. And of course, then there are problems with Spain and Italy and France. So in some ways, the best thing for the Greeks is to say, you better sort us out, you better help us, you better give us time to pay for this, or else you're in deeper trouble. And they're probably right.
Now, David, let me jump in, because what I can't really figure out is what's different versus yesterday. I mean, yesterday, Germany was saying, hey, you got to take the medicine. Today, they're basically saying, we'd like you to take the medicine. Has anything changed?
Right. Well, I don't think it has. And I think I've been on Margaret's program many times over the last few months. And this is the conversation we've been having. It goes back and forth. And essentially, we're now at, we don't want to pay. Pretty please, will you pay for us? And the bondholders essentially are going to come back and say, no, actually, we don't want to. We don't want to do that. That will amount to a default. It's really your responsibility, Germany especially, and France, because you've benefited hugely by having the Greeks and the Portuguese and the Spanish in, because you've had a really lower exchange rate. So it's on you. And I think this debate will go back and forth. But the bondholders voluntarily should take haircuts. Well, if I was one of them, I would say, no, actually, I don't think I want to. And that's what's going on.
That's what's going on, and it
Sort it out,
continues.
Merkel.
Yeah, it continues.
Sort it out, Merkel. Just get real. Get real. It's about your banks. It's about French banks. It's not our problem. It's your problem, because if you don't sort it out, it's going to be a lot worse for you. So everyone's playing this poker hand,
right.
But still people have cards to play.
All right, that's David Blanchflower saying, from bondholders to Merkel, get real. Thank you so much, Danny. We'll check in with you later on.